Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Mercury, and it's me, Sailor Mars. And today we're going to talk about, was there any kind of fight between Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers or My Keepers? Well, first off, I'd probably say no, since both shows happen to, uh, you know, happen by themselves. But I would say no. But then I'd think about the hang up that be. I don't know. Well, the first answer would be no, there was not, unless you unless you looked at. Well, I don't really think it was a thing. I mean, yes, there were some folks that felt that when Deke got the rights to work with the first two followings, and later on Cloverway, there were some folks out there who thought that, yeah, this was meant to fight them. Well, to talk about the falling out between Siobhan and Deke, and that would be a whole film on its own. But a small saga, shorter, little. Andy Hayward had a working deal with Han Siobhan to do a lot of songs for a lot of Deke's live drawing shows. And one of the other former owners of Deke, I guess it was John Cachon, sold half of his ownership over to Han Siobhan. And Han Siobhan then sold that half of that ownership back to him again without Andy Hayward knowing about it. And sadly, this had to be settled out of court or out of a law stead. But after that, it's completely besmirched the kinship between Andy Hayward and Han Siobhan, and those two would not see eye to eye for years. So any time that Deke could get an upside on Siobhan, they would. So yes, there were other shows that Deke did or got the rights to do that they were, fighting Siobhan with. So yes, when Deke probably got the rights for the first two followings of Sailor Moon, they probably said, well, there you go. We'll show them. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it was a true thing. I mean, back in the day when Sailor Moon was on UPN and WB, Power Rangers or My Keepers were on Fox at the time, and they had a more greater times than we did. Yeah, it wasn't really a fair fight. I mean, we were on UPN and WB, lost those deals by the end of the year, and then we were on USA, and then handed over to Cartoon, and it wasn't really a fair fight. I mean, if you think of it, they got the 7 in the morning time slot on Fox, and later on the 4:30 time slot on Fox, so it was never a fair fight as far as watch time went. And I don't really think it was a fight to begin with. Both shows were fully or halfly owned by Toei. Both shows were offshooted from Overteam, which Toei has done for years. And I don't really think there was a big thing. As far as Naoko Takaguchi and Han Siobhan went, I'm sure they've heard of each other. I don't know if they worked with each other, but I'm sure they've heard of each other. But I don't really think there was a big fight between both of the shows. You're right, Sailor Mercury. As I was saying, there were many things that were the same about the shows, but many things that were unlike, and many things that are the same about fighting a fiend of the week, shape shifting, which tends to be something that many good doer shows do. And it wasn't like we were the first ones that ever did it. And I don't really think it was a thing. I think a lot of folks who probably watched PR back in the day, or whatever you want to call it, really didn't watch My Keepers. I don't really know if they watched Sailor Moon. If they did, well, they never said. I don't really think there was a fight between both of our shows. If there was, it may have been a played up getting even because Deke felt that they were slighted and mishandled badly by Siobhan back in the day. So Andy Hayward may have fought to get even on Siobhan by doing what he thought was out, you know. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it was a thing. Now, why do. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Mars. You'd be like, why did we even bring this up? Because I'm sure there were some folks out there that wondered if it was a thing. They said, well, the only grounds they're like that Toei wanted to get Sailor Moon into the English speaking world, and for your thought, English speaking world is any world where English is the two fords is either the first speech, you know. So, and they most likely just thought that that since the Tune Makers thing didn't work out, the Deke was cheaper out of the two. I don't really think it had anything to do, and I don't really know if Toei knew of the background between Siobhan and Deke, and it wasn't like they're like, well, if we give Deke a deal for the first two followings, are they only working Sailor Moon as an even toll? You know, was Andy Hayward like, yeah, well, I got Sailor Moon from 9 between 95 YL to 9 between 98 YL. The time to get even on you, Han Javon, again for what you did back in the day when my former business mate John Javon, John Tabak, I guess, I don't know, sold Deke over to you without my alright, and then you sold it back to me. Yeah, well, it wasn't the first time that Deke had offshoot a show. Remember the body drawing, tween age. Remember the tween age, body drawing, outsider fighters in Beverly Hills? Whatever. Anyway, I don't really think it was a thing. And at the end of the day, I think both shows had a good followership. Both shows had folks that, you know, liked it, didn't like it, whatever. But I don't really think there was a big fight over it. At the end of the day, both shows have been around for a long time. Our show soon to be 31 years. Their show soon to be 30 years or so. But I don't really think there was a thing. Let us know, because I don't really think there was a big thing between both of the shows. Was there a fight between them? Or was it mostly just a fight between Siobhan and Deke back in the day? Let me know. Alright, that's the end to our film. If you like it, follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Yeah, and you're right, Sailor Mars. And once the last film we made yesterday over here was Sailor Moon in Tuxedo Mask, or Sailor Moon at Evening Wear Hide. Talking about something. It was a good film. You know, I Sailor Mercury and I Sailor Mars. I'll see you later. Bye.